talking about it in other parts of Asia, talking about it on their cigarette breaks, talking about it in the bathroom, talking about it before they go to bed, talking with their parents about it, talking with their pets about it. It's the power of Protoss. I think this is something else to consider here.
Yeah.
He's a Protoss player, and map stats mean nothing compared to the power of Protoss, Brendan.
The power of Protoss is strong. May the power of Protoss be with you.
Thank you.
And also with you. Here is Bunny. He's 6-3 total here in Pro League, but just 2-2. Like we said, he hasn't come out basically at all. I mean, he came out one more game than Youngshi, and he hadn't been out in 3 months. Youngshi had. So Bunny, down there with the guys who don't really play here, but CJ is just going to try to bring him out here against Prime, arguably one of the weaker teams here. So maybe they want to give him some more experience.
Well, this is a dog-eat-dog world right now for anybody who's not KT or SKT right now. So I feel like every win, every indicator point really counts. Let's find out which one of these two teams is going to take the early lead. Will it be Prime or will it be CJ? The map is King Sejong Station. And Wolf with me is Brendan. This is the SPL.
LTA는 SK텔레콤.
Down here in the bottom right, in the purple for Prime, the Protoss player. It is Creator.
The power of Protoss. The top left in the yellow. Very bouncy player. Put a ton of spam in the chat. Was going crazy. It's Bunny.
This guy, I would expect him to be more like Cassie in the booth. But he's bouncy in his play and in his spamming, but in the booth he's not really all that energetic. But Cassie when he plays, well,
hold on, I just want to mention this before it goes away. 1-9 for Prime on this map. That is a pretty bad stat.
It really is. That's hard to get actually. On one map.
That's almost unbelievable. I mean, I know Prime lost a lot of games in general, but so did CJ. Not quite as many on this map. Play on this map a lot, lost a lot. Ouch.
Yeah.
Anyways, continue your thoughts.
Bunny in Pro League there was 3-2, but that first win, that was the 3, was from last season. Pretty interesting to have that stat up there. And Creator was 1-4, which I guess leads to his down arrow there.
Yeah.
But still.
I'm down with the down arrow. It makes sense to me. But I still don't think that he's not favored against Bunny because his experience is so good. You look at the players he lost to in his last 4 losses, and you're seeing players who are much more high profile than Bunny is.
Yeah. And the thing is, like you said, going on the experience thing, Creator, playing a lot more even in individual leagues, but still here, even in Pro League, he's played 21 games, and Bunny has played 4. Think about that in terms of experience. How many times you have to come down to the studio, prepare for a match, practice all week long.
Think about how many matches he's played outside of Pro League.
Yeah.
In the GSL, in the GSTL, Code S, Code A, exhibition matches, BWC last year where he won. It's not just the power of Protoss that you can really rely on here.
The power of experience.
Yeah, I don't know if people are really talking about that in America, Brazil, Europe.
Yeah,
in the
maybe
bathroom,
not.
To their parents, their friends, in the Twitch chat, on Twitter, Facebook.
One thing to note, because we are hyping up Creator here a lot in this matchup, is that it is definitely possible that Bunny can take a win. It's not 100% that Creator is going to take this game. We're just saying that we're just kind of baffled at the fact that they would, in a 50-50 chance between 2 players, that the 2 guys would actually go for Bunny over Creator. That's all we're saying.
Yeah, it's just a bit surprising. Well, we talked a lot about accents yesterday, Brendan.
We did.
Now, you're from New York. You don't really have a strong accent.
No, I don't really have a super strong New Yorkian accent.
You really don't.
Yeah.
But are there any words that New Yorkers use that you use differently than me that you never really told me about, that you've always been like, oh, it's really weird when Wolf says that?
I feel like there are. You know, we hang out a lot, and there have been stuff that you've said, and I've been like, oh, I've never really heard that word used so much in English, but I just assume it's something down in the South. But I don't really remember it at this point. If you're looking for like certain accents on certain words that everybody uses, I can give you some of those.
Yeah, I know those. Well, I was just curious, like, for example, you guys just call a soda, right? Also.
Yeah. Why do you guys call it?
No, we call it, at least in my experience of where I'm from, we call it soda. Some people would call it always a Coke, even if it's like a Sprite, which was kind of weird. But
that's weird. No, that doesn't make any sense.
That's pretty rare, though, and I don't even think that's a Southern thing. This Stargate, by the way, might get scouted here by this Reaper. Let's find out. Yeah.
Yes, it just barely gets there. It was a good position, especially against Reapers. He thought, maybe the Reaper isn't going to go out, maybe it goes down, but he was trying to run away. I feel like if he had his Mothership Core and Stalkers a little bit more to the north, would have been able to push that Reaper more down south, maybe to try to escape. But unfortunately, it does push it up. It does see that Stargate.
Let's see if he can get some damage on with the Oracle. We have a lot of Widow Mines coming out here for Bunny early on. These two Stalkers are going to come up here and do a little poking. Might actually be able to kill that SCV. Targets the Marine first. And going to get the SCV as well, no matter what. Goodbye.
Yeah, all the other Marines in the main base, and now he's going to start kiting. A little bit of a mess up there, but he does finally get that one Marine, and now he's going to get another SCV here. Now the Oracle's going to come in, and all these guys are going to go down with the Widow Mine.
Oh, ouch. That Widow Mine hurts a lot. Those two Hellions are a bit unusual to have in a composition like this, but it's actually going to allow him to chase down and kill the Stalker.
Oh, wow.
And they save it. No. Close. No
Hellion stays alive.
Look
at this.
That?
That's a command center, Wolf.
Oh, okay. I thought that might be something else. Like,
you're like, is that a fleet beacon?
Is that? Is that the thing that makes battle cruisers? Why is that not? Why can I not think of that? What is that called? Fusion core.
Yeah.
Oh my God. That was actually like escaping me for some reason. It's almost as bad as the time I couldn't remember the singularity charges of the upgrade for Dragoons.
Well, not as bad as the time I forgot about the Guardian Shield, but we don't talk about that anymore.
No. Well, I mean, this hidden base could actually come into play. It's going to take a little while for that to happen. We see Phoenix is coming out here for Creator. Okay.
We didn't see the Phoenixes on the map. I thought it was just gonna pick up the Hellion and just have it there and not do anything to it.
He just wants to take a closer look.
It's like, let me examine this in front of my face.
Brandon, I want to ask you, do you know what a hoagie is?
Isn't that like not like a type of bread, but isn't it like a sandwich?
I'm not sure. I was thinking about that.
Why do you not know?
Because no, I don't know. Because that Widow Mine does get a shot off there.
Yeah, staying alive are the Phoenixes, though.
We were talking about different words for things, and I remember somebody once telling me that was hoagie. I think that might be a sub sandwich. The thing is, when I think of the word hoagie, I think it's like something that you give to the guy who ratted you out at school. It's like, well, Timmy ratted us out, so we took him into the bathroom and gave him a hoagie. What? You know what I mean? Like, it's just not really. It just doesn't fit the. I really want to know the origin of this word. It sounds like that you mean. I was hoping maybe that was a New York thing and I didn't know.
I think it was on the Cosby Show. Like Bill Cosby used to always eat hoagies.
Wow.
I think it's
don't
a type
get me started on Bill Cosby. Like, you know how I feel. Well, the Cosby Show, man. All right. Well, these Phoenixes have been shown quite like. I mean, he's repeatedly shown them. He's putting them in the face of Bunny. He's like, "Sup, I have a lot of Phoenixes, just so you know."
Sup, son. I got Phoenixes.
I mean, what's interesting about this to me is oftentimes the Phoenixes lend themselves to being this unit where you go into Phoenix Colossi and then the Terran player has to make a ton of extra Vikings. But in this case, he's going into Archon Immortal, Charge Zealot. He's already seen the third base. It's going to be tough for him to punish directly. And he doesn't quite have enough Phoenixes to actually harass that, but The idea here for Creator, I like it a lot. He's going into Storm, and he's going to have all those extra Immortals, which we've seen start becoming more and more popular in Korea. We've seen this out of Ruin especially, the first players to really popularize this in televised matches.
Yeah.
This is a tiny Terran army, but this Nexus has just very recently started and will have to be canceled right away.
Yeah, does get the cancel down, and now Creator's on the chase. He's just going to remake that third. He's not going to go super aggressive here. Phoenix is getting a little bit forward.
Oh, double drop coming over here as well. I worry that Creator might just be picked apart here little by little because he doesn't have enough economy right now to really hold on against this much bio, and it's just going to get worse. And his army is pretty small, and his Nexus, he has to keep remaking it. It's got so few hit points every time. Too many army units over here, but guess what? That means the drop in the main base could be all the more deadly.
It's a bait there to get all these units of Creator all the way out there near that 5th base, and here comes the drop. There's only one cannon here.
Could go for the Templar Archives, actually. Storm is not done yet. And I don't know if he realizes that Creator instantly chrono boosts it because he's starting to realize, you know, hey, this could be a great catch. Doesn't actually get that. And by great catch, I mean great for the Terran. That would be terrible for Creator, not a catch at all.
Yep.
Speaking of catching these units over here a little bit out of position.
Widowmines do get the shots up, but not doing too much. A little bit of a mistake there. Both of these players not really not multitasking well at all. Creator just having a bunch of his Phoenixes right next to that medevac, not doing any damage. And now Widowmine going to try to come over here and get some shots off at the 3rd base. Hits a Zealot.
Yeah. Well, I mean, at this point, Creator is, look at his face. He's definitely getting stressed. He's actually looking a little bit angry. He's about to go into Sith Creator mode.
Uh-oh. If he wins this game, just prepare to look at his face because he's going to go insane. Well, Creator experienced a little bit of the draw play at a Bunny. Bunny losing another medevac there for free. He's Creator's going to put that Warp Prism in the main base of Bunny, start warping in units over there. But we got another push coming over here at the front of the base of Creator. Uh-oh. Doesn't get it quite sniped there.
Not quite. The Observer out of shields. This is a great split on the Bunny units. This is how you can make a lot happen with a little, with just a few Widow Mines. This is the style that we're seeing more and more popular in this matchup now. Good Storm goes down here. Second one is decent as well. The Phoenix is just a little bit too timid to commit on those medevacs. There's the good Storm that he needs. Yeah. And those Immortals at the front, this is what I'm talking about. Once the Marines are gone, you kill the Marines with a Storm. That's all that's left is Marauders, and the Immortals are so happy to fight that. Now killing these with Phoenix lifts.
Yeah, very smart here. He doesn't go for the medevacs because they were nice to spit by Bunny, but look at this. Bunny going to come in here at the natural, and there's nothing to defend. The army way out of position. Creator trying to bring it back now. Seems like he has some units at the bottom of the ramp. There they are.
And he's actually going to target down the Nexus. Let's see if he can get it. No.
No. Lifts go off. He does save it.
Pulls a, who was that? Bravo. Saw Bravo pull one of these. Lose their whole army for not killing a Nexus.
Yeah. It is going to be weak for another drop that could come in here, but he's going to have to, you know, of course, put another drop in there to get it.
Well said, Brendan.
Yeah. Just telling the truth here, Pro
Upgrade-wise, a little bit behind, actually, Creator on the attack, but on the armor, he's looking solid. With Chrono Boost, he should be able to catch those up in a very little quick period of time. That was not well worded. I'm like falling apart here. He's going to struggle to take control of the map if Bunny just keeps dropping him lightly. He needs to make sure he doesn't overcommit though, because if he keeps dropping and doing, like if he keeps getting shut down, then this isn't worth it. But I mean, Creator is not shutting him down. He's having a really hard time. That Widow Mine, 2 Widow Mines in fact, gonna hurt here. Killing some Zealots are free. There's the Templar Archives gone. Geez, no more High Templar. Storm obviously finished a long time ago, but it's going to be an expensive tech structure to rebuild for later. See, that's the kind of drop I was talking about. He doesn't get anything done there at the natural, and that's expensive.
Yeah. Does try to weaken that Nexus. You saw it did lose some shields, but still not a lot of damage in here. This is another big drop right now. A lot of the units of Bunny out on the map just trying to be aggressive. Seems like he has a good amount of reinforcements there at the front that are going to have to come back here and defend this, but he's got to drop those units out and not die. He actually loses the Warp Prism to the missile turret.
Bit sloppy, but you know what? The Zealots are still doing damage, well making it worth it. And even with just a few Marines here, he's going to clean those up too. And if he gets even one ghost, okay, well that's not happening. The Marines are too heavily upgraded. But scary thought there, Brendan.
Yeah.
That's the kind of thought that keeps me awake at night, Brendan. Zealot kills a ghost. That's when I'm freaking out. Well, this base over here having a few forward Widow Mines to help defend it. The Temple Archive is being remade right now. +3 attack and +1 shields now on the way for Creator, so he wants to round out his upgrades. And Bunny not too far behind. Gets his 3-3. This base will be denied. Yeah, at least I think so. Yeah, I'm just going to keep the Marine there. Notice he places it right where the Nexus would actually be placed. And if that probe is not microed, ooh, that was another close call, Brandon.
Just keep it alive. The
These
Marine.
two are stressing me out.
Well, we're having both players right now just take a 4th base, being pretty defensive. Again, these drops are going to come out of here of Bunny. But, you know, having a good chunk of Creator's army over that 4th base, he should be okay. Maybe he wants some vision up there on the high ground, wants to make sure nothing can go up there and do any funky damage.
Funky damage.
Yeah.
What kind of damage is that?
This kind of damage where he drops over here. But this Zealot is going to see it, so he should be there in time. No funky damage.
No funky damage. No damage with any sort of weird music going on while it's happening.
No disco balls.
No disco balls, no weird rhythm.
No weird pants.
Definitely no shiny pants.
No boots.
No. You know, can you imagine what it would be like to be a Marauder? How heavy that would be to wear all of that.
I'm just curious, what made you think about talking about the Marauder right now?
Because you said pants and boots, and then I started thinking about boots on the Terran army. Because I was like, well, I mean, there are some boots in that Marauder drop potentially. And then I thought about the suit. Sometimes you just have to explore my brain, Brendan. Sometimes you have to think about like what it is.
Like, well, that's really interesting.
That's going through my mind as I'm on like day 19 in a row of casting StarCraft 2. But sometimes you just have to ask, and I will try to answer any questions you may have about what's going through my head at any given time.
I'm going to continue asking questions. Got to make sure we get all the information.
Sure.
The drop comes in there at the 3rd. It's not going to be too effective. Nice feedbacks are going to kill those medevacs, and another drop's going to come in here at the main. An attack at the front as well. Bunny trying to use his multitasking to pull Creator apart. It's not doing too much so far. Creator remaking that Templar Archives in a more safe spot, I believe. Or is that? No, okay, yeah, he did.
That Dark Shrine is not in the best place. And, I mean, this drop is going to do some pretty intense damage over here.
Yeah, going to kill some of these pylons, and I'm not sure if that's enough Zealots, but the Storm coming in here, it should be enough. Yep, a couple Storms go down, and now Creator moving out on the map. And at the meantime, Bunny again just continuing to go for these drops, and look at this, still no vision on the high ground. Got to get over here and make sure no funky drops go down, but actually he's just going to fly over those cannons and drop.
Yeah, I'm just going to attack here. Not getting any damage done.
Blink goes down. And look at this. Again, we're seeing kind of what we saw out of MMA playing against Parting in the global tournament, where he just made, you know, a ton of these orbital commands, getting a ton of mules out. Of course, can drop one of those over at the 5th base and get his economy really going as we go into this late game. It seems like Creator wanted to come over here and start taking that 5th base over here, but Bunny was prepared for it, having a bunch of units over there going to defend that. Continuing again with the drops. I feel like if he was paying attention to those High Templar, he maybe would have been able to get some feedbacks off, but there's just so much going on in this map right now.
Indeed, this attack that's coming over here, I mean, he's zoning out a little bit with these Ghosts and the Vikings, but he doesn't want to commit too much, doesn't want to fight into this Protoss army.
Yeah, it's really hard to just go head-to-head against Protoss army. You really have to get your micro down. You have to be in super good position. Creator now, instead of taking that right base, he's going to take the base in the middle here. I feel like this is a little bit safer. You can keep your army out on the map and just kind of focus your drops more so on the outside, or rather, not your drop defense there on the outside, and just make sure you're okay with that. Now Bunny going to drop down that,
yeah, I mean,
5th base.
Yeah, he's trying to find any avenue of attack he can. I have to say, like, it's tough to actually continue harassing. I mean, at the 25-minute mark, we've gone pretty far in this game. I mean, this is like, you know, at this point in time, he's gotten very little damage done. He's trying to draw Creator back, right? He keeps doing these tiny little 2-drops. And he's like killing a Dark Shrine, killing some pylons in the main base, but never any critical damage. And he's really playing for late game. Look at that, even gets a building armor. And that's basically saying, hey, I'm going to just try to outlast you in this game, which is usually not the Terran's plan. Gets that Dark Shrine like I was talking about. Looks like he might get a few more probes, some of these pylons. And Creator is ready to commit to this attack. The building armor is done. That's something that may come into play here just a little bit, as he's got this planetary here and a good Viking spread.
Yeah, a ton of Vikings out for Bunny right now. Both these players really, really stepping it up. Here with the Dark Templar defense is Creator, but he did have to warp in a bunch of these units in the back, so is not going to have a full army there for his attack. Again, Bunny sending these drop over, but now Creator is realizing it. I would love it if they actually put a cannon over there to defend a little bit better, but look at this. Bunny kind of come in here with a drop down the middle, even, and snipe down a cannon. In the meantime, over here, this multitasking is just crazy now.
Yeah,
it's hard to talk about all these drops going on at once.
This is the king of drops we're watching right now. Looks like he's actually just barely in range of that Widow Mine. That was a bit of a mistake there, but he's going to get maybe into another one. So there's so much damage on these Widow Mines. You got to be careful. He's got Observer speed now. Whoa! Eating that shield damage there. Observers do escape. 4 obs on the map. And yeah, another drop. Look at the probe count for Creator is actually down to now 42 at this moment in time. He's got a ton of gas bank, but his minerals are down quite a bit.
Yeah, he's going to have to move some of those workers over there to that 4th base. It looks like he wants to attack in here, but it's just so hard. The Vikings have such a good position over there, over that little gas event. Just able to snipe down those Colossi, and he has so many that right now at 13, he's able to basically 2-shot a Colossus right now. So Creator has to be so careful where he puts those Colossus. Now Creator coming back with a little counter harass is going to come over here on the high ground, start sniping out a bunch of those SCVs, but Bunny, very great multitasking this entire game, is going to clean that up, and at the same time go for a drop.
He's just trying to pick Creator apart, right? I mean, he's like attacking constantly every single location. Now going into the main base yet again with a triple drop this time. I think he wants to try to snipe some of those pylons, but there's a defense set up this time. Now going to that funky location, as it'll now forever be known.
As Funky Town over there.
Funky Town over there. And I mean, he's going to be able to target down actually these Protoss units. There's not enough there. Storm goes down here, and I can only imagine another drop is probably about to hit somewhere else after he cleans up the one in the main base. He is just literally attacking every place that he thinks Creator is not looking. And even if Creator is looking, he's got something else set up anyways.
Yeah, this is the hard drop. I mean, he sent some of those units over there to the base all the way to the west, but Bunny was really banking on this drop. He sent 3 medevacs of units, and now at the same time, since he's brought back so many warp-ins there, he's going to start poking here at the front. He has a lot of ghosts in that composition as well, up to 10.
Yeah, 10 ghosts. This is a super late game TVP. We don't see this all too often. Especially when the Protoss is a player who's, generally speaking, pretty good at playing the late game, but Creator is a player who has been criticized often for not being able to attack well. He will defend everything you throw at him. He will get to that late game, and he'll probably just kill you because you attacked into him too many times. But sometimes you get to the situation with Creator where you're like, Creator, you have to kill him now. And he's got planetaries, he's got building armor. He's about to have a ton of nukes. He already has 1. He's got an extra Ghost Academy, so he can keep making those.
Now coming in here over to the natural. He did break down those rocks, but look at this. I mean, as we go later and later, Bunny is just going to start setting up those static defenses, having a bunch of turrets. He knows the Dark Templar is out on the map, as the Dark Shrine still is Creator, and just having the planetary over there is going to defend so easily. But look at this. Nuke is going to come down there, but he does move all the probes, so he should be okay.
And he's insta-requeued 2 more nukes. He's just he's going to be nuking all over the place. 2 more observers on the way because he's starting to realize I need a lot of these out to constantly spot these ghosts. Cannons are useful against this, but they're not going to be enough. You know, the ghosts obviously always going to be able to outrange the cannons. And if you make one mistake against a nuke, you can lose so much. Yeah. And the same could be said really of not even just really defending his probes, but also his army. If he accidentally walks into one of those red dots or thinks he's got a ghost killed and messes it up, we've seen games end that way. It's pretty rare. Sometimes it happens.
Yeah, definitely does. Observer was pointing out on the map just how many sensor towers Bunny has right now. He has a full expansion. He has a full vision on anything that can come into anywhere on his base right now.
Well, feedbacks could be quite good here. Well, I don't know how much energy is on those medevacs, to be honest. Okay, not a lot. I just looked on my preview monitor. So he doesn't actually go for that. Goes for the storms instead. The right choice. Starting to get plating now for his medevacs as well as his widow mines. That storm drop, or that storm actually on this drop over here in Funky Town. Doing some damage, but not critical damage. Now he's going to actually possibly lose this Archon. Yeah.
It's looking like it. Storms over here going down on 2 units, just a Marine and a Marauder. But here we go. Here's a big push. The Vikings come in, are going to start doing a lot of damage to the Colossi. And there's not much on the ground here for the Terran. So a lot of these Vikings are just going to be picked off very, very fast. He's still got a ton of storm energy.
And that's the thing, man. You know, we've talked about this all the time. Look at Carrier's face. He knows he's taking this engagement. He knows he's in a place where just one bad engagement out of the Terran player will cost him. This is just a scary ball of death walking up this ramp. He's got so many immortals. He doesn't care about the building armor. EMPs are starting to land on some of these Archons, but there's just way too much Protoss here. And I mean, the Vikings, like you said, they were in a good place, but there were just almost too many Vikings. He couldn't kill the last of the Colossus. There wasn't enough ground support to protect the Vikings. That one Colossus at the back survives, but that's not what he really needs here. Damage-wise against this type of composition, it's really the Immortals and the Archons that are helping him out, plus these Side Storms that he's got. Losing the Colossi, so what? When you've got this much AoE on the ground, it doesn't matter all too much. If he can just hit a few key storms up here, I think he ends the game. And he'd like to hit just one more, ideally. Doesn't look like he has any more available.
Yeah.
I mean, he's probably just won the game anyways.
There's the storm. Now he's going to just push up the ramp. He knows he's so far ahead that he's just able to do this.
I mean, it looks like there's more Immortals than Marauders, so what do you want?
Yeah. Bunny having a hard time accepting this. A very, very long game. He scans a bunch of locations, wants to see if there's any hidden bases down. And unfortunately for him, there were not. So he is going to be taken out here. Eventually is going to GG out of this one. A very nice long game. Creator takes off his glasses. He's just like, I finally did it. Scans going down on the whole base of Creator now. And there's the GG.
GG. Creator takes the win. Our faith in him, not misplaced, not misguided.
Yes.
And
may the power of Protoss be with you.
Power of Protoss compel you.
There it does.
There's Choya, another Protoss player. Terror as well.
He's like, yeah, Protoss.
I was like, well, normally I'm not a big Protoss fan, but that was well done. So good play there by Creator in that PVT. And you know, it just goes to show you make one bad engagement. It doesn't matter how much building armor you have, how many Vikings you overmade, how many Ghosts you overmade.